Oh,
I told y'all I was gonna get him back. Welcome back, welcome back. This is the Will Is Podcast. Here we are again. Yeah, that's right. We are back. Anyway, tonight's show, you see, I got AE back because we're gonna go on a run. I
yeah.
told y'all, I promised y'all. I kept telling you we about to go on a run. So, about to introduce the show to you. As you can see, the journey continues with Dr. AE. So, what we about to do tonight is he about to give you a good spread of what's to come, what you have to look for. As far as the Will List podcast, what you got to look for? More podcasts about a lot more interesting topics. Plus, I'm going to be changing it up, doing a few more things, and adding a little more flair. So, check this out, man. We're back with Dr. AE. We are excited. We are so excited. I hope y'all check out last night's show. I hope you check out the Mother's Day show. I hope you check out the show I just did in my breaks, in my meantime. So anyway, couple more things. I need you to go back. I know you love the shorts, but if you love the shorts, you're gonna love the shows even more. I promise you, you will. There's my shows are not the same. They are laced with a lot of different content. Especially check out me and AE shows as well. They're laced with a lot of educational edutainment. And I'm about to let him just go ahead and take this thing away so we can let you know what he got popping. Go ahead, take it away, AE. And his podcast is coming, by the way. Take it away, AE. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I guess I'll start with our publications. Uh, my latest publication that I'm working on, I'm still working on the manuscript, but we are on schedule. And that we are on schedule for that to be out in the fall of 2025. So this coming fall, we're grinding. I'm grinding away on it, and as soon as I finish up, we'll get it to the editors, and they'll get it a little bit better, get it right, and so then we'll be ready for publication. And the name of that one is "I'll Say It." And basically, this book is looking at topics that concern the African diaspora, African Americans, and basically blacks in general as well. And so it's some topics are just purely history, uh, to give you a good understanding of some things that are going on today and how it got to that point, and where we are now. And then some of them, is just a discussion on some current topic. And in that discussion, of course, there's a little background on how it got to the situation that it is now. And so it's just a variety of different topics. And again, the name of it is "I'll Say It," because it is just that. Because sometimes I feel like uh, our people, my colleagues, people I see on television doing commentary, news reporters, they kind of go to the line, but they drop. There is this line there, and it's like they won't cross that line. And so I will, I will say it, plain and simple. And I've been in. It's funny. I've been in situations where we are talking and we're strategizing, and people were like, "Well, we really don't want to say that, and we like, well, why not? And I would just step forward. I say it. I know it. You all don't want to cross that line. I understand. I'll say it. No problem. I will say it. Um, and I respect people, and I don't want to uh, say anything or cause any negative about the newscasters and other brothers and sisters that don't cross the line because there are various reasons, right? We all have to do what's best for ourselves, you know.
Can't nobody
Um,
pay your bills.
exactly. I have a couple of you hit it on the nail. I have a couple of colleagues that are close to they're close to retirement. They work in the Florida State, educational system. And so we discuss things and they give me pointers and they, even arrange some meetings for me. And for a couple of them is, not to say my name. And I know not to say their name because they're too close to retirement. And DeSantis, oh, that's a vindictive cat when he wants to be. So I understand. They're too close to retirement. It's their future. They can't just go out and grab another job if something happens. So they give me information. They set up meetings for me, and I don't mention them at all. So um, again, no, there are times when somebody has to say it, and I'll say it. So that's that book. Now, as he said a few minutes ago, I also have a podcast that I'm putting together now, and I will give you an update on the launch date of that podcast. And the podcast is going to be of the same title. I'll say it. And we're going to discuss, and I'm going to bring in various people who are closely related to or
You're breaking up
have
a tad
some
bit,
type
AE.
of, excuse me.
You was breaking up a little bit.
Oh, they have some type of connection to the topic, and so they will be giving their piece. I'll be kind of asking them certain questions, and it's different things to that. Again, topics that uh, these are topics that concern the black community, and then there are topics that are just simply concerning us individually as well. I have I give you one this quick example. I will have a topic and a discussion.
Hey, AE, slow it down. I think you're connected to something. It's staticky. You're coming in kind of staticky.
What about now?
You still are.
Hmm. Something is too
Okay.
close. I don't know.
Maybe too close to the computer or to some type of electronic device.
Hmm.
It's like when you talk, it's sounding. So, are you too close? Do a test range.
Am I too close? You think?
No, it's still static. You just hang up and rejoin or close some apps in your background on your phone.
Oh, okay. That may be it. All right. I'll come right back and
Okay,
continue.
cool. AE will stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. He will be back with you. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So check it out. I'm gonna give you a couple tunes before AE join back with us. Give us a little R&B, something like that. Oh, just got to get him back in the room, if you know what I mean. This show is all about introducing AE, our journey. It's a journey of helping you understand who we are, the natural American Indian. We have a conglomerate, of what we call information to give you. Even the so-called, or I would say with no disrespect at all, the FBA. That's more so what the perspective that Dr. AE does speak from, the foundational Black American perspective. I have no problem with that. It's phenomenal. Shout outs to everybody, for sure. But shout out to the indigenous American Indians. My people, shout out to you. Shout out to us as a world for embracing us. Embracing us. I know I got a lot of different people that subscribe to this show globally. And shout out to you because I love you. This show is about awareness of self and letting you know that, here at the Wheel of this podcast, we are very much so aware of ourselves. For sure. It gives me an extreme amount of joy to be able to broadcast to you through this podcast. It means something to me. That's why Dr. AE comes on and it makes it extremely efficient. We make good music. We provide you with historical mysteries, information that can enhance, your mindsets, your mind conceptions to endless possibilities. Know the root, know the DNA. Listen to this music real quick. Chill out. All right, looks like we got Dr. AE back in the building. Let me get him back in here. All right. Awesome sauce. We got him back. Yeah, we got him back, people. We got him back. Let me cue the little music for us. All right. We back. He's back with us, ladies and gentlemen. Of course he was coming back. All right, so let's catch back up. Let's continue. Once again, we're going through a series. Dr. AE just getting to the introductions about the information. He got a lot out there, but he has, I promise you, more to go. So go ahead, Dr. AE, and give him what you got.
So again, like I said, I'm working on the podcast of the same name. I'll say it. And this podcast is going to look at various topics that concern the Black community. It's going to also have topics that are personal, that can personally help you. For example, a good friend of mine who has worked with the IRS has worked for the IRS for approximately what 25 years now, and so she's going to come on, and I'm going to ask her to give us uh, some ropes to skip and ropes to know, with taxes, and some things that could help different people, and we're going to allow people to call in, with hopefully some general situations, and they will be able to ask her, and she'll be able to give them some some insight on some tax things that may help them, especially if they're starting a LLC or something, or that nature. So we're going to talk about various topics again that affect us, but we're also going to I'm going to provide good, solid information, you know, that is going to help us personally in life. The sister with the taxes. I have another sister that is willing to come on. She's a pharmacist, and she also runs a nonprofit that basically a public health nonprofit, and she talks about different medications and whether or not they are really good for black people, you know, um, and some more homeopathic things that will work well as well, instead of, if you don't want the prescription or can't afford these high prescriptions sometimes. Um, and so we're still, of course, continuing um, to work on the Black Seminole Project. And if you have not gone to the website, blackseminoleproject.com, we have revamped it um, because of the progress. We give you an inside look at how we are taking this um, information and academic information, and we're putting together with the actual descendants and people who are living the experience, as well as the what has been told to them from their ancestors, and we're going to continue to tell the story and tell the story of this resilient group of people, who created the first Underground Railroad, who conducted also the largest and most successful slave rebellion. And we're going to discuss their history, but also where they are today and the issues that they're dealing with today. And I guarantee you will see some cultural ties with them and some social ties. And so then the film itself, Ghost in the Grass, is based on the book. And if you haven't got my book, please do so. Shameless plug, Florida's Negro War. But it is a story of what black people can do if we just come together. You know, it is a true story of a triumphant, wrong book,
Uh-oh. This
true
one right here.
story
This is the one.
of a triumphant story and a triumphant cause in which these people, runaways, uh, maroon people, and black Seminoles who had both Seminole heritage, and their heritage actually caused them to belong to a clan, how they all came together because they were all simply identified as black, which meant they were subject to enslavement and re-enslavement. And so they came together and they fought for their freedom. So it is a story of unity, and that's the underlining thing. And that I think is going to have a resonating effect on people when they leave the theater. They're going to start thinking and we hope to plant a seed that our situation today causes us, our situations, the things that we're in today, causes us once again to come together. Doesn't matter if you're a black from the South, Afro Caribbean, living in this country, or whatever. It's called.
Don't
It is
forget about don't
called.
forget about the I don't mean to cut you off. You
Yes,
know
sir.
I know you're smoking, but don't forget about those that don't forget about them folks. That's
it,
them black carryout. That's that black carryout connection.
it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't.
Um,
We know this though. We know this. AE, check it out. Look up. Look up.
all blacks. Oh yeah. See, and those are the things that bring us together, not only through the experiences, right? Not only through our experiences, but we do have cultural ties. You know, there are some underlining cultural ties that bring us together. You know, and if they don't, we don't share that particular culture, we still can relate to it in some shape, form, or fashion. You know, oh, you all call it this, we call it that. Or you all do this. Well, we don't really do that. We do it this way, but we see, you know, these are the things, that tie us and they bind us together. And so again, I'm urging you to go to the website. I'm urging you to subscribe to the website. Join this process because this process is also a movement in which we began to change the consciousness of people and what's going on in their surroundings and things of that nature. So I also enjoin you to and ask that you follow me on my different social media because daily I'm putting out information, historical information that is enlightening and inspiring. And sometimes that information is what we can use to look at issues that we're facing today. And then I also talk about issues that we are facing and that are coming and how we need to be aware of these things and proactive and not reactive because that has been one of our primary problems is that we have been too reactive instead of proactive. And so I'll give you a good example. Just today, I put out a piece on the Afrikaner refugees, and I explained to people that Trump has now declared Afrikaners from South Africa as refugees, right? Because they do not wish to live in a society where black Africans are actually in rule, even though it is they are the indigenous ones and it is their country. Um, they do not wish to live in a place in which blacks are now taking a real leadership in the political arena and taking steps in their leadership toward economics as well. And so Trump has declared them refugees, which means they are going to come over here. And I need you to understand these are Afrikaners. These are the people who created
We
apartheid,
ain't having that. We ain't having it.
people who
We
created.
ain't having it.
So you have to think what type of ideologies they're going to come into this country with.
The same thing that the South
The,
American did.
the practical,
Same thing.
once they become citizens rather, because he's going to give them asylum and make them give them a pathway to citizenship, right? What happens when they start running for office? What happens when they try to join the police force?
This is all
And they
hypothetical. This
ICE,
is all hypothetical.
these different organizations, right? What happens because they already are bringing this idea of white superiority to this country,
They
and
have
we
already had that. What are they bringing? What are they bringing that they
oppose
haven't already had?
that ideology.
Hold on. Hold
Yeah.
on. Pause, AE. Pause. What ideology would they bring that ain't already here?
Well, it's the issue. What it is the numbers, right? It's a numbers game at this point, right? What they will do is they will help strengthen the far right Republican base, right? Who is down on their numbers.
Hold
This
on.
number,
Hold on. See, but
right?
what we're not gonna do,
Thing.
I don't agree. That so what we're not gonna do is I think that's, to me, you may call it what you want, but that hasn't happened yet. So that's fear mongering to me. First of
No,
all,
Hungary.
how is it not?
See, that's the whole thing about it, brother. If
How is it
we
not?
look at and pay attention to these things, history has shown us that we've always been reactive instead of
Okay,
proactive. So,
so what I'm saying is, follow me, follow me, follow me.
okay.
First and foremost,
Uh-huh.
this show is not about nobody else and what nobody else is doing. This show is about what we have to do. We
Right.
don't talk about we don't talk we but see, the thing is, the reason why I say I disagree because of the fact that if we position ourselves and keep doing what we're doing on this show, and that's going to be infectious, guess what you can't just guess what they can't do. Practice what you're talking about, and every white American don't necessarily won't go for that shit either. That's just not gonna happen. People can push a mentality. People can push something. People can push something, but that don't mean it has to go through. So you talking about it and acting like it's already happened? That's fear mongering.
Wait a
That ain't
minute.
happening yet.
Something. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
We know for a fact, right? We know for a fact that there was a concerted effort of the Ku Klux Klan to enter the police force. We know
Sure.
that for a fact. Now, hold on.
So, as I said, my
We did.
first point I made. First point I made. That's you going backwards. We don't go backwards. We talking about what was you talking about what's to come like that. But I'm just saying, you're not meeting in the middle when it comes to you talking about that has not happened yet. We talking about what has happened? Sure, that has happened. So why can't we address that now? That's what's going on here, but you got too many people weak and afraid to discuss this, what's going on right now in America right now. I don't give a damn about a South African unless we get solutions here. That's what I'm coming from.
But we have to do both. We can't just sit there and say, well, it ain't happened yet, so we're not going to deal with it. And then when it
No,
does,
I ain't saying not deal with it. We're not dealing with it. Talking about what has not happened. Meaning, you're saying what their ideology is. That's fear mongering. What can we do to stop it? AE, we ain't gonna talk about what they can do.
no, we're not talking about stopping it. What we're talking about is raising the awareness and consciousness of it. So we definitely need to keep a track of number of how many Afrikaners are coming into this country. I mean, we keep a track of how many
I
Muslims.
totally agree. I totally agree. What I'm saying is,
So
we're not
those are
gonna
the
address the.
things we could do. That's what I'm saying. We can't do nothing. We have to do something. We can't be aware of this and then we let it foster and take the chance.
I don't want it to come. I want to cut the snakes. I want to cut the head off the snake right where it is. This is awareness. But I ain't finna go into what they ain't done yet and what they ain't gonna do. You ain't finna sit up here and tell me what they gonna come in here and do. They ain't gonna do a
We
damn thing over here.
prepare. We have to be prepared. We have to.
That's
We
right.
about the possibilities, right?
There ain't gonna be no goddamn possibilities of that. How about that? We ain't dealing with it. You think a South African finna come over here and do some? Come on, bitch. We gonna send your punk ass back. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't gonna be no coming over here doing shit.
So if
We know
they
history. We stick to the history. We know history. We stick to the history. You ain't gonna sit up here and tell me what somebody gonna come over here and do. Hell no. Let's get that straight.
was, what happens with their asylum then? What
They can go that way. Hey, that's what we make sure don't happen.
they
We
already
protest. We make sure it don't happen. We keep awareness and make sure they go back
they already
or go
got
to Europe. Your asylum is in Europe. I gotta calm down. Your
already gave
asylum is in Europe.
he already gave them asylum. He already labeled them a refugee and gave them asylum. So
We can do something about that. We can do something about him too. See, that's all I'm saying. That's
right,
all I'm saying.
be proactive now.
That's right.
It's not about fear mongering. It's just knowing who they are. You know, the
Yeah.
reason they have been cutting up over there in South Africa. It's not like they were quiet and this, that, and other. They were cutting up. They just didn't have any power anymore.
They ain't gonna come in here and get none either.
We have to be vigilant on.
That's right. That's all I'm saying.
We have to be vigilant.
That's right.
Because I'm concerned. I'll just be honest with you. I'm concerned because we know this, brother. See, these are the things we have to put together, and it's not saying, "Oh, it ain't happening." Oh, we just have to think about these things, right? We got to think about the fact that there is a police shortage. There is a police shortage in this country, right? People are
So
not
let's come up.
becoming.
Okay. So let's so we do know this. So what do we have to do in our country? We have to tell us to fill those billets. We have to scream for our own places. We have to mobilize differently. We have to think differently. We have to understand this situation from a particular internal space. So if we don't do that, we can't talk about what nobody finna come over here and we talking about what we need to do. This show, is about morals, ethics, educating ourselves and bringing us into a rightful order to do one thing, empower ourselves. We ain't finna sit up here and let nobody lay on us. It's game time. That's all it is. I ain't concerned. If we do our job, you cannot worry yourself with being concerned. We got to be solution based. Raise our children. Let's get in those positions. I can't sit up here and say what ain't done and what we don't have to let happen. That's all I'm saying. I can't interpret that. I can't hear you. Speak up, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I did mute for a second there. I forgot. Um, I I agree. What I'm saying though is we got to have the balance, right? Feel I understand the feeling. With that to me is at a certain extent, but that be awareness. Yeah, when we look at our history, that has been a problem, right? That we saw these things and they began and nothing till it became a problem. And by then, we were scrambling. And in our when you look at our history, we have been reactive instead of proactive.
Absolutely. I agree.
That's all I'm saying. We need to first spread awareness and let people understand who these people are, who these Afrikaners are, right?
I agree.
These are people who were very upset that Black Africans wanted their land back. And they didn't want to give up the land that they knew their ancestors had stolen. And so
Okay.
Trump has allowed them now to come here.
Okay. I got a point to make,
Yes.
which is why this is my point I need to make here real quick. What if the solution is we discover that we just ain't Africans, period. And they don't belong here either. What if we discover that we are mostly indigenous American Indians? I know I'm 100% over here, but what if more people discover and gain an awareness for themselves? What if more people discover and understand how much was taken from us and how much we do need to be? I don't need no reparations. I want restoration. I don't want reparations. I want restoration. So if we can get control of our land that's here, that we own, that our ancestors are buried in the ground for, over here, nowhere else, here. The equity is right here. That's what's in my mind. So I can't conceive no one's mind. I have to fight for that. So as more people as we can make aware about that, that's my concern. I'm not here to push what nobody think they can do to me. I'm the man in power over here. I got my own power. I'm trying to teach people how to get their will is to get their power back. I can't deal with no. I can't take the fact of a thought of laying down my ancestors already did for their land. You think I'm finna lay down again? That can't happen. That won't happen. That will never happen again. That's a fact.
So
And if it does, I'm going to glory if that's the case.
What's the
That's
practical?
crazy.
What is the practical in
The practical is this. The practical is this right here. The practical is this. Know who you are, learn your roots, know your history, do some history lesson, do some history class. Put that energy into your children, stand your ground, buy your property, maintain your wealth in this land. It's a whole lot of black people with a great deal of wealth. When you start learning who you are, you will defend and not run. You defend, not run. That means you can bargain when you got a stake. When you got a stake in the land and you know you got a stake and you can prove who took who from what and who took what from who, if that can be proven, then we gotta negotiate now. It ain't gotta be these, but we're gonna negotiate. And you let your people police you. You want to bring a South African over here? He shouldn't be policing no black community. Police the white ones. Don't police nothing over here. That's for you. You brought them over here. You put them over there with their own folks, where they need to stay. People in America, let me explain something to you. We should be policing ourselves, educating ourselves, practicing economics amongst ourselves if it came down to that. If can't nobody go with respect, we go with bye. I ain't leaving. We group up, we arm, protect, defend, and make sure we bring our things into the great of a whole. We ain't gotta sit up here and placate for nobody. They don't do it. Why would we? War has to do with one thing: defending your family. If you can't defend your family, that's the first honor of a man you got. Defend your family. You ain't gonna sit up here and let nobody sit up. No, ain't nobody finna. You want to come over here? You come over here. Come on, but don't think you ain't finna get your back. That's not. You can see the thing is, we already know they brutal. They like war. But we are intelligent and we love morals and ethics. If you can't pump morals and ethics and be right, you can stand above the rest. Knowing yourself is the way out of any equation. That's what I do know.
But we definitely aren't. We definitely aren't going to try to do this moral suasion and moral persuasion to get them to act right, because we
No,
tried.
no, I'm talking about standing up for yourself. Your morals and your ethics is your dignity. Never
Right.
lose your dignity. That's dignity. Ain't nobody spitting. You hit me, I'm hitting you back harder or worse. Keep your hands to yourself. That's morality. That's ethics. Don't touch me and I won't touch you. You talk to me ugly, expect it back. Respect go both ways.
It's true. It is a two-way street now.
Two-way street. If you don't have respect, I ain't got none. You want chaos? I cause hell. You want peace? That's all I need. You good, but if you don't want no hell with no fool, you don't know what we can do. You want that kind of hell? We'll break this thing. You think you breaking something? We'll break it all down. You can't break a people that can't be broken. We done survived it all. You can't do that to us again. You think you gonna really get off on that? Hell no. That'll never happen again. Ever. History don't repeat itself when you know. You got to be solutions based out of it, not succumbing to it. Being moral, the problem is, them problem wrong with fools. Fools are scary. They always succumb. They always bend. They always scary or something. You don't know how to be a man. That's not manly at all. If you could say what you need to say, you will say it in front of anybody without any disrespect. I have not disrespected a soul. I told you the lengths that I would go to defend myself and my family. We get more of me, you get more free. Ain't nobody finna be nobody slave in my own land. That'll never happen again. I done proved the way you done reclassified me. I done proved you to try to say I was something else. You done brought other people over here to try to sit above me. Okay. Yeah, game time, circle the wagons. Circle the wagons. Melanation up. Globally. How about that? Everybody got to be aware.
Brother.
My brother, I can't do that. I can't let no information get out on this platform that act like we can't have a solution without them thinking they can come without being somebody. Oh, they ain't gonna do shit. We aware now. I ain't the only one talking about what they ain't gonna do, because they ain't gonna do shit. They gonna go to Europe, go home. Asylum over. You come over here thinking you gonna start some shit, Trump. That's all he gonna do. Start some shit. Send their ass somewhere else. Australia better fit. Go negotiate with them. That's their cousins. I refuse to talk down about what's gonna happen to my people. It ain't happening. It ain't gonna happen. We done did that dance. We ain't doing that dance no more. Too many of us. You ain't finna do none of these young folks out here. They gonna get all they want. But AE, I want you to keep on promoting what you got going on, because it's educational based. We know you great, but when it comes to don't man, them folks, no, we hey, that's a chokehold situation.
Put the meat on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We got to put the meat on the table. Because here's the thing as well, right? We have been so tied to the national level, right? We're missing the fact that it's the state and local that is killing us. You know, it's those local judges, it's those city commissioners, it's those mayors, it's those sheriffs. You know,
these college kids, they need to come out and do that. These positions are open. You got degrees, they can be fair. You college kids, you 20-something year olds, you go out there and get it. Go out there and get them positions. Fill them.
And it's back to that unity, right? Our elders have to get it out their mind. Just because they're 28 years old, they don't know nothing. That's not true. You know, you know, a lot of them say they're Christians. Well, it says a child shall lead, right? So give them a chance. If they're willing to run for that office, give them a chance. Especially if you know they don't have any ties and hadn't been corrupted yet, you know, give them a chance.
I think just to add, you take that young lady, Jasmine Crocker. We may not agree with everything she says. I think she's awesome. I think she's amazing. I think she does a good job. And I think overall, I may not agree with everything she says, but she's damn sure good for the coach. She's good for young girls to see. She's good for these young fellas to see. We need some young males with some cojones to get out here. Hey, them young fellas up in Tennessee, y'all get out here and start running for office. If you need mentorship, it's open for you, man. Look at this platform. Reach out. You got the Will This Podcast at Gmail. You got AE. Y'all, you want some advice on how to get out there and do it, man? Hey, let us know. Go ahead, AE, let them know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Providing these spaces, right, where people not only can share these ideas, but it also brings a place where these ideas can be fostered, right? Where you know somebody got your back, you know somebody has that same line of thinking that they may be in Alabama, but they are dealing with some of the same issues, and here's how they dealing with it. So maybe you might want to try this. You know, um, here's what we did to get this done. See if it'll work for you all. You know, um, the
Yes, sir.
idea of these think tanks, you know, have to be a lot broader these days now. You know, because I say it all the time. We don't always need to reinvent the wheel, but we do need a car in every driveway. You know what I'm saying? And so, as we continue to provide these different platforms, we give the ability to push these things. The only problem that we still see is that that's our age old problem is that when these ideas start coming together, you know, people they don't put their egos and personal feelings aside. See
Yes,
what
indeed.
is the uh the end goal, and the end goal being bigger than their personal aspirations or egos. And
Absolutely.
so again, I invite you to keep tuning in. I will continue to be on this podcast as long as Brother Danny has me, but I will definitely
Absolutely.
have my own podcast is pretty soon. Again, um, we are moving in a very strong direction for edutainment, right? And those are these documentaries, these films that follow what I call, and I won't get too far on my soapbox, but I will say this: these are the three aspects for African diaspora and African diaspora studies, right? The first is to provide a voice to the voiceless, right? To tell these stories, to give these people, because you still have people who don't believe that Danny exists. They go around with negativity calling you, Brother Danny, a pretendian. You know, and no, we have to deal with those things. We got to put it because those are those things that are tearing away at our primary issue, which is our unity. And so we provide a voice to the voiceless so we can get these things out there and we can put this stuff on the table. Then the second thing is the cultural connections. You know, you may not do everything the same, and there may be something that's different from your culture, but you will be connected some type of way because of the shared experiences. And then the third thing is taking that information, right? Taking that history, listening to those voices, looking at those cultural connections, and then using it and applying it to deal with issues that we got going on today. Because there's no need to study history, there's no need to do all of these things unless we're going to apply it and apply what we learn to what we got going on now. And so those are the three things that we concentrate on as we do our work, and I do my work um, with the books, with the speaking engagements, with the podcast. I do have a book tour that's coming up, and I'll give more information on that as well. But I want you not just stay tuned to me and Brother Danny, but get more in tune with this movement, right? In which we are going to do something about our present condition in order to ensure a better future for our
I totally.
people on that.
You 1,000, man. You know we 1,000. You know this is just real people. This is two brothers that are extremely passionate about their craft. See, Dr. AE and I, we talk a lot, we build a lot, we're true brothers. So let me explain something to you. This podcast is real. Everything that Dr. AE got coming at you is real. Ain't no fabrications over here. We can't tolerate it. It'll never happen. So what we always gonna do is we're gonna keep bringing you the best quality content we can possibly bring you that's in our soul and our beings. So we just two brothers that are passionate. And AE, hit him with the last couple of words, please, and I'll wrap it up.
Nothing but my usual. God bless. One love.
Say
I'm
that
gonna,
again, my brother. Go ahead.
I said I'm just gonna go with my usual. God bless. One love. You know, uh,
Absolutely.
we continue to work things out. Plain and simple. And I
Yes,
invite
indeed.
you all to join me and join the movement, which is bigger than both of us.
Said a mouthful then. But hey, y'all, we got an entertaining rest of the week for you. It's gonna be full of edutainment. It's gonna be great. Dr. AE is going to we're gonna go over the absolutes and we're gonna bring it home. But we're gonna continue to do shows every Thursday. We might go on a run sometimes. When he get his show, hopefully he have me on.
I'll stop it. You know it.
Oh, but anyway, that's the show tonight. Like I say, the journey continues with Dr. AE. That's gonna keep going. We're gonna ride this thing till we'll fall off. But anyway, check it out. I need y'all. That concludes the show tonight, and I want y'all to say it with me. Come on, come on. The wheel
Will
is
is yours.
yours.
You're the dramatic.
For sure. Peace,
All right.
y'all. We'll see you tomorrow.